Okay, so first I'm gonna upload the interview that this is a clip from, and then, this video should be next. The beard looks good from here, but usually it looks good when I look at it on the screen of my phone, but when I get home after I publish it, it looks bad. But first, let's start this clip and we'll get into this video.
I deserve my credit for my martial arts accomplishments.
Yes, absolutely.
And typically, I'm sure you've noticed a lot of famous martial artists, they have a lot of fans and a lot of women that like them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see why I would be upset that I've been denied the admiration of potential wives?
Yes, I do. I very much see that. You're a healthy, good-looking man who's very capable, more than capable. Like I said, you're an above average man. So I can't imagine how you'd feel, And yes, I do believe you do deserve that.
Alright, so that's the end of the video, the interview that I'm going to upload before this video. So I know that there are a lot of indecorous scoundrels among the aristocracy that do not like my contentions. There's not much I can do about that. But I have to continue telling the truth. I'm a man of honor. For the same reason killing an innocent man in cold blood is wrong, abortion is wrong, and sterilization is also wrong. But what I find particularly pernicious is people who are coerced to this day into sterilization, as the investigative reports have come out about California, the state which sterilized the most people, 20,000 between 1907 and 1983. In America, that is. Of course, the Nazi Germany had 375,000 sterilizations, and they used Buck versus Bell to defend their decisions. Otto Hoffmann, particularly. And he cited Oliver Wendell Holmes. And I'm making sure that you understand that. I know I've brought it up in a recent video. And then, of course, there was the Nashville prosecutors and what have you in 2015 who included sterilization as part of the plea bargains. And we are seeing a lot of these salpingectomies, or however you say it, becoming very popular. People getting their tubes tied so they can have irresponsible sex. Doesn't protect them from STDs, but it keeps them from, having children and passing on those STDs to their children, which is of very little value compared to the harm that unprotected sex causes. Anyone who scrutinizes the eugenic agenda, especially the modern eugenic agenda, carefully, quickly comes to the conclusion that it is unfair to the poor and it feeds into the greed of the rich. Very despicable. I personally think it is extremely wrong, and I have taken exception to it and taken great offense to it. And so I will continue to expose these people for what they are doing. I have many interviews now. I have presented my case masterfully, tactfully, and respectfully. In some videos, I even tried to be diplomatic. Now, let's face it, I'm not a racist. As Dixon White has pointed out, the first thing a black man learns is why it's wrong to be a racist. Even if one believes he is superior to others, he should never highlight that unless doing so will take others who are doing that off their high horse and humble them and force society to see the truth. And that is why I have done it. A person should love with their heart first and foremost. They should never feel set up or forced to be with someone they don't want to be with. They should never be sterilized, and they shouldn't have abortions. They should simply find love at an early age, their high school sweetheart, and make it the ideal love story. There's no reason that the majority of people shouldn't be able to have the ideal love story. I wouldn't wish my fate on my worst enemies. To be a good man that others have pointed out is good looking. Not something I say myself. Others have pointed out that I'm the best and they're hiding from my challenge. And that I deserve my credit. It's very shameful how America has treated me. In America, we are supposed to be able to define our own mainstream culture and the subcultures and the counterculture as well. We are supposed to be able to define ourselves as a society. The people should define the direction of the nation. But we do not see that happening. Our politicians have failed us. The aristocracy has failed to show self-restraint. They have failed to allow us our basic freedoms, civil liberties, and human rights. It is absolutely horrendous. And there are certain groups that are doing this more than others. So I had to call them out. Now, within all of these groups, there are people who are decent people, except for perhaps the Satanists, for obvious reasons. But even with them, there are some of them who aren't as bad as others. But don't trust them. Okay? Don't trust any of these groups, because the vast majority of them are traitors to God and traitors to humanity. The Satanists, the worst criminals, the LGBT community, the feminists, the atheists, and the racists / eugenicists, and they push despicable characteristics, despicable ideologies, and despicable qualities. They impress these qualities on society. They are shallowness, selfishness, materialism, conformity, cowardice, evilness, and lies. I urge my fellow man to transcend and do the right thing. And I lead by example, if you even want to consider me a leader, which I am pretty much not, but I guess you could see it that way. I am a transcendent hero, and I will show you a picture soon. Haru, the top martial artist in America, $3,000 challenge for 3 years. Honorable, transcendent, supreme champion. I went from being a grand champion to being an honorable, transcendent, supreme champion. Not so I could push the poor around. Not so I could demand that you worship me instead of God, like some people. But so that one might understand that giving a righteous man his credit in this day and age is more important than I could possibly express. We need righteous role models, not just positive. We need to do the right thing, not just the okay thing or the fairly decent thing. Even now, they cyber attack me. I'm sure you can hear that little noise in the background. Hopefully, it's not too annoying. I'll wrap this up shortly. How do we come to this? Where my family and other good families who have given their all to help society have been completely selfless, will die away. Both me and my 2 brothers don't have any children. Brain surgeon father, general surgeon mother, 3 mixed black men, no grandchildren for my parents. And I am shunned completely for having gone above and beyond the call of duty, the call of a transcendent hero, above and beyond what honor requires. And I am shunned for it. How do we get to this point? Well, I'll tell you. Scientific Satanism and eugenics. So again, I tell you, I am the top martial artist in America, and I am persecuted for my political views. I am covertly drugged, and therefore, I proudly declare that I am an honorable and transcendent. I am an honorable, transcendent, supreme champion. A title that if anyone else takes, then they are taken away from their honor. That if anyone else takes, they are bringing shame on humanity and offending God. This is my title. I am Heru, and I am an honorable, transcendent, supreme champion. I am the emperor of this martial arts stuff here in America. I am the pharaoh of this martial arts stuff. I am the protector of all that is virtuous and true. And I implore you, please do the right thing. Don't leave your mark on the universe in a negative, evil way. Spread love and goodness. Do the right thing. Everyone does the wrong thing. It's old. It's boring. It's played out. It's disgusting. You had your demonic fun. Now please, would you stop? Stop the sterilizations. Stop the surreptitious activities. Bring in transparency. Evil can never compare to good. There will never be a balance. Either good prevails or evil does. There is no such thing as a balance. There is just God's plan and a bunch of scum that are doing something adverse to that. Whether or not you like what I say, whether you're in a group that I've labeled spiritually challenged, whether or not you like me, it's inconsequential in the bigger picture, because you still should do the right thing. People are suffering. 4 preventable deaths a second is way too much. Why can't you people see that? Do you need to go in an underdeveloped nation before you realize how serious this is? Do you need to see someone die of starvation and exhaustion, or communicable diseases, or non-communicable diseases? Do you need to see the suffering? Right now, my grandmother is in the hospital with pneumonia and an injured hip in one of the most exploited nations in the world, Nigeria. Oh, I have suffered like you wouldn't believe. See my fellow man suffer, my family members, Chike, my son, my 2 aunts, my father's cousins who passed away in the Nigerian Civil War, and Lord knows what led up to that. I have suffered more than any man should, watching my fellow man suffer. I have felt more hatred and intense righteous indignation than any man should. Will you people just stop it already and just do the right thing? The only way for you aristocracy, plutocracy, kleptocracy types to defeat me is to be more righteous, truly righteous than I am. And if you cannot do that, you will always, always be beneath me. Thank you. I will take down my top martial artist challenge and stop calling myself the top martial artist the moment that there are less than 1 million preventable deaths in the world every year. And the moment that society truly lives a life of selflessness, a life with depth of faith, a life of non-materialism, of spirituality, a life of non-conformity, bravery, goodness, and truth. In December, it will be official. I will have truly earned my plaque. But until then, I will remind you of it from time to time to let you all know that I will officially be the most honorable, transcendent, supreme champion that has done what no other martial artist has done. $3,000 challenge. Now, it doesn't matter whether or not the plaque is worth $1 million or $2. It is very professionally and well done. I appreciate the job that they did and that they didn't try to play me out with the plaque. I appreciate the people who made it. I like it very, very much. It makes me feel pretty good about myself. I don't mean to belittle any good people. But for those of you who are bad people, observe the picture on the screen and understand its significance. Sometimes a tool from long ago, which is not made of anything special, is priceless. Consider this my priceless tool to teach all of you a priceless lesson, that you shall not build society in a way that is blasphemous and insulting to your Creator, the Most High God, the one true God. The only way for you people to defeat me is to be more righteous than I am. The only way for you to get me to take off my top martial artist challenge and stop rubbing it in your face is to bring down the preventable deaths to less than 1 million a year and stop with your scientific Satanism. I give you my word that if that occurs, that is what I shall do. I shall humble myself for the rest of my life if that is to happen. Otherwise, there's only one way for you people to beat me. In fact, either way, there is only one way for you to beat me. Otherwise, I have won. I am the winner. And I know you rich people don't want to be publicly humiliated for your lack of empathy and compassion and honesty. But hey, I'm not trying to take shots at you in this video for once. I'm just trying to get you to do the right thing. You care about your images so much. Here's your chance. Here's your chance to be the most righteous aristocracy that man has ever known. Or you can just be another generation of overvalued and glorified scoundrels who only think of themselves and do not know what it means to do the right thing, to have honor, grace, propriety, faith, devotion, humility, and truth.